morning all, my name is Haley Comet and welcome to just another Magic Monday. Your cosmic insights to the week ahead and how to ebb and flow with the celestial energies for the week of September 27th to October 3rd, taking you day by day through the cosmos to break down these terms and aspects into a way that makes sense for you and your life. I'm here every single Monday morning, 2:30 a.m. PDT, 5:30 a.m. EDT, and I would be so honored if I earn your subscription, a like, comment, anything of that nature. If you do enjoy the video, it does help me out in the YouTube algorithm and tells me to keep creating cosmic content. So if you could take that moment, I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's dive into the vibe check of the week. And we've got quite a week, friends. We're in the throes of Mercury retrograde. We've got some dreamy creative aspects and some disappointing aspects. It's a mixed bag, so you're gonna wanna know how to work with the cosmos this week. So vibe check of the week is my thematic overview where I take you through what the cosmos feel like to me so that you have an emotion, a story, a character to grab onto to understand what the horoscope is. So this week's vibe check, and thus this week's celestial influences, very much feel like biting off more than you can chew. I want you to think of getting an idea for a machine that washes people's laundry. And you're like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be the best idea. And all excitedly, you buy the domain and you hire a graphic designer for your logo and you set up the social media sites, you're grabbing all the domains, you've got a cute name, Laund Free rather than laundry, because now you're free of having to do your own laundry, and you're just so stoked on this new idea. You've done all this work and you go to a business consultant like, okay, what should I do next? And they point out all these things of LLC, just all this other work that you have to do. And you're just sort of deflated and you're like, do I even want to do this anymore? That's what this week feels like. And all of a sudden you're in the middle of this, the domains are registered, you're hiring people, and all of a sudden you just have this feeling of like overwhelmed. Just like, oh, did I bite off way more than I can chew? Can I handle birthing Laund Free into the world? That's what this week feels like. So this week and last week had a lot of creative celestial influences, which is amazing. We're generating a lot of new ideas. However, very much walk, don't run. Mercury has recently stationed retrograde last night, to be specific, PDT-wise, Eastern time. It did station today, Monday, September 27th. So while we're getting all these ideas, we can skip steps and have to sort of review during Mercury retrograde. And people can have, criticism, which is in the right place, So generate the ideas for sure, but maybe just journal them down, write them down, and use the Mercury retrograde period to sort of reflect. Okay, what is it that I need for Laund Free to be birthed into the world? How can I do A, B, and C, so on and so forth. Let's take it day by day to bring this celestial influence to light and illuminate some other themes that we'll be experiencing as we navigate through the cosmos. Please keep in mind that all times that I mention will be PDT, and timestamps are available below if you want to jump to a particular day or go back to a certain day. So let's start with Monday, September 27th. So it's a Gemini moon all day, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So Gemini is answering to recently retrograde Mercury, and I have an entire video just on that topic, taking it through your rising sign, what's likely to be your Mercury retrograde story. But with a moon answering to the Mercury, we could feel all over the place. There could be more technical difficulties. We could be frustrated with little things. There's a lot of helpful Gemini aspects, honestly. And Jupiter trining Mercury, like there are all these, ideas being stimulated of like, oh, we could do this and we could do this and we could do this, but the output, you just might feel frazzled or overwhelmed, as the day does start off with a square to Neptune. So it's getting all the ideas, maybe getting the sketches, talking with your coworkers like, yeah, Laund Free, we're gonna make it this huge thing. I'm gonna hire all of you guys, it's gonna be great. And we're not necessarily being super realistic, or we could go to start the work, grab the domain, take some work to solidify that dream into action and find that it's challenging, or we accidentally spelled Laund Free wrong, so then we got the wrong domain, something of the nature. So get excited about the idea, certainly, talk about it, but maybe just journal it down before taking concrete steps for it. Do some research, put some energy out there towards it. The moon will be void at 9 p.m. So call it a night at that point. Stop being productive. September 27th is also the day that I have jury duty, and I've never had jury duty before. And it does feel appropriate that it's happening during Libra season because Libra is the sign that is associated with the justice system. So in that way, I was like kind of stoked about it. I was like, oh my God, that's so on brand for Libra season. I love it. But yeah, so they're the scales, right? The scales of justice. So I'll be doing my due diligence as a citizen. The moon enters Cancer at 6:34 a.m. So any of you early risers, or for those on the East Coast, do know that you might not be terribly productive during that void moon. Might be a little, Gemini-esque, a little scattered, a little all over the place. So the moon enters Cancer. It's cozy here. It likes it. And this is the domain of home, domain of family, domain of comfort. So definitely giving yourself things that make you feel at ease internally. This is the last quarter moon, so that means essentially that the moon squares the sun. So it's essentially, if you want to like visualize it, the moon and the sun are like at a 90-degree angle. So when you look at the moon, it's that halfway point. It's at half moon, right? And this energy in astrology is called a crisis point because it typically, things from the past lunation typically come to a head or arise. So emotions that bubble up from that Pisces full moon. And this week is interesting because because Mercury is retrograde, we're also repeating that Mercury square Pluto aspect we had last week. There's this not necessarily nostalgic energy looking back on the prior week, but there's themes from it that are coming to the surface and we're like, okay, we need to take action on it. Like maybe you had an emotional realization during your Pisces full moon that your workplace is like just draining you dry and that you're not able to give to what you really care about. And during this last quarter moon, it's like, feeling like this now or never feeling around lawn free, and this is going to be how you're going to be able to jump out of your job and do your own thing. But there's this crisis energy to it, and like I said with Mercury retrograde, walk, do not run, and expect it to feel emotional. That's what Cancer energy does best. So be patient with your own waxes and wanes, your ebbs and flows, energetically and emotionally. We're a little bit more sensitive to our surroundings as well as to ourselves. So spend some time, anchor inward, connect to what makes you feel safe. Wednesday, the 29th, we have two stabilizing, helpful energies. One is Venus trine Neptune, which is getting carried away in a dream, right? And it's just funny to me, astro humor, because Venus squares Jupiter the next day. So it's very much that feeling of getting swept up in a daydream, so much so that you can go to excess with it. And Venusian themes would be, investing all your money into laundry because you're so excited. This is going to be your big break. This is going to be your thing. You're going to be the laundry person. And then the next day being like, okay, I just spent $15,000 and I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. It's definitely like going to excess and then getting sort of a harsh awakening, like, okay, yep, there might be some holes in my initial plan. And I'm not saying don't dream. I'm a Pisces. Dreaming is my lifeblood. It is what keeps me going. But I'm saying try not to take concrete steps. There will be this now or never feeling because of the last quarter moon, but just try to let those illuminations bubble up. Notice them, journal them, sit with them, and then just let that be part of your Mercury retrograde story. Mercury retrograde is absolutely a show and not tell sort of influence. Like, let your internal insights and revelations show you, emotions or ideas that have sort of been hidden rather than you telling the world that you're going to do this thing. Let it be an internal, introspective sort of energy. So on Wednesday we have Venus trine Neptune, which would be good for a very deep, heartfelt sort of date night, as Venus is love. It would be a great time to photo shoot, as Neptune is very glamorous and Venus is beauty. We can feel more in touch with our own sort of femininity. We could find that we're in the mood to, shop for a beautiful thing. This would be a great thrifting day, honestly. Something to invite more loveliness into your reality. It is Libra season after all. Be romanced by life. And we do have this stabilizing aspect today as well, Sun trine Saturn, which is helping us be very disciplined. It's supporting our work and our effort with teams. The moon is in Cancer all day, battling off with Mars in Libra and Chiron in Aries. So we might notice we're a little bit more sensitive to feedback or to group environments. So if it is overwhelming, especially with that watery trine, you might want to just work steadily on something by yourself perhaps, but there is this influence with Sun trine Saturn around planning towards the big picture. it is a helpful energy of moving towards the big picture, moving towards the dream. One step in front of the other, try not to get ahead of yourself. And there is a sensitive energy, particularly in the morning on Wednesday. So it could just be like an ouch sort of influence, or just being a little bit more sensitive to what someone is telling you. All's well that ends well though, as that night, the moon aspects that are building are really lovely and very dreamy. So Wednesday is my pick for date night, but with all this watery energy, ensure that, you know, someone they have an emotional connection to, because you could be a little bit more sensitive with this influence. But Thursday is when the nice moon aspects actually exact, but it happens in the middle of the night for the PDTers. So we feel aspects as they build, and we feel them as they leave. So we'll begin to feel that celestial craving for comfort, for connection, for soulfully connecting with someone else Wednesday evening, even though it exacts exactly on Thursday morning. Yes. And the two lovely aspects that I'm speaking of is the Cancer moon making a little trine with Venus in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. Love it. We've got a long void moon on Thursday, so I would not expect to be too terribly productive. The moon will be void in the sign Cancer at 7:49 a.m. Closing aspects are an opposition to Pluto and a square to Mercury. So this is like feeling bad news and reacting, you know, emotionally to it, or someone, you know, the consultant you goes to gives you some bad news around, you know, oh, you have to like get this particular regulation. That just makes you realize how much work this is, and just being a little bit emotional about it. So I wouldn't expect to be too terribly productive on Thursday. There is debate out there in the astro community if the moon can truly be void, of course, when it is in a sign of comfort for it. So moon is exalted in Taurus and moon is ruled by Cancer. So there is debate on whether it can truly go void. So up to you. I personally do believe that it is void. So I would tread lightly into the affairs of Thursday, you know, handle more mundane tasks, the little details of life, and just ensure during this Cancer moon, give yourself something that makes you feel comforted, that makes you feel at ease, and doesn't make you feel like your dream is dead just because there's a couple of hurdles. Like, you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time. Let go of this feeling of a crisis, one step at a time. Even if you just research the idea this week, design the logo next week, that's still momentum. And an object in motion stays in motion. That is inertia. So just keep it going. Doesn't need to be all at once. Just one step in front of the other. You will get there. Thursday is when Venus square Jupiter exacts, which again is going to excess. This is the vibe where one piece of cake was so delightful and delicious that you eat another, and then you eat four, and now you're so grossed out by it. You're like, oh, that was too much. It's that vibe with love. It's that vibe with money. It's that vibe with pleasure. So try not to tilt towards excess. A little bit is fine, but when we overdo anything sweet within our life, the pleasure sort of gets seeped out. And I just will have to mention, with Venus being in Scorpio making this square, there can be a tendency to come on too strong to someone that you are dating, like be like, oh, this is my entire heart and my entire soul, and like go to excess with that devotion, and maybe, you know, that not flying over necessarily well, or yeah, just eating too many sweets, spending a little bit too much money. This is not the day I would shop. I would shop on Wednesday. And the moon will enter Leo at 5:53 p.m. So the moon will essentially be void all day. So just something to keep in mind when planning your work schedule and your meetings. Thursday's probably not the day that you're going to want to put a lot on it, and probably not the day you're going to want to schedule meetings, with that closing aspect being Cancer moon square Mercury in Libra. There could just be extra emotion infused into your communications. It's not a very productive energy. Friday the 1st, happy October. The Libra Mars will oppose Chiron in Aries, and Chiron is answering to Mars. So again, this is sort of this activation energy around a wound, an insecurity, something that makes us feel uneasy. We could also lash out with our anger, like Mars in Libra. And this is a key theme with the Mercury in Libra retrograde story, which again, you can check out. But with Mars in Libra, you know, Libra wants to keep things nice and harmonious and fair for all humans. And Mars is how we assert ourselves. So it's not comfortable. So there could be a danger, a desire to want to suppress what it is that we're feeling, suppress what it is that's on our mind until it explodes. And this would be like the exploding energy, or like someone just saying, hey, yeah, you have a hair like out, and then you just have been feeling insecure about your hair all day. So you're like, I know, like, leave me alone. Like a response which seems really out of proportion or like not in perspective, but like to you, it was just something that was bothering you already. Someone said something and you lash out because of that. Not really the Friday morning feeling, as the Leo moon will oppose Saturn in Aquarius. So the Leo moon is ready for a party, ready to have a little bit of fun. With opposition to Saturn, it's like, okay, but you have to get through these 20 tasks before you're allowed to leave the office today. So let's just take one step at a time before we get excited about the party of the weekend. It's just like bummer energy. Leo moon just wants to have some fun, and Saturn Aquarius is like, yeah, no. This is when Mercury square Pluto exacts again, which is that harsh feedback from an authority. And to be quite frank, this aspect happened last week, so it could be a building on, you know, some harsh feedback or bad news that you got last week, sort of getting it again, or just like feedback from an authority figure on something that you've been working on around like, that's not gonna work, or like pitching your idea and then being told that's like not a great idea, or taking your laundry concept to a consultant who pokes a gazillion holes in the business plan that you've been working really hard on. It's an ouch, but it's a productive ouch. So whatever the ouch is, whatever someone tells you, take that opportunity to look inward and really reflect. Okay, what is it? How does this shift things? How can I pivot? That's what Mercury retrograde is honestly really good for, is giving us this introspective energy and allowing us to catch our breath and review on ongoing projects rather than constantly feeling like we have to bulldoze into new ones. I would definitely dress cute on Friday if you don't do that every day. I certainly don't do that every day. So this would be a great filming day, or a great, you know, taking some photos, or just feeling cute, just getting ready and feeling cute. Leo moon wants to show off. Libra sun is really stellar with beauty, with aesthetics. This is sort of an influence where it's like finally getting to wear your cute fall clothes, grabbing a latte, cheering yourself up, getting the day started. There's a healing of that wound or that insecure feeling, as that Leo moon will trine Chiron in Aries. So being like, okay, so I know my hair looks kind of weird, but it's all good. They didn't mean to insult me. I like overreacted, and let me try something different with my hair. Maybe I want like a haircut. What could make me feel more confident with that particular thing? And obviously with these examples, I'm not saying every single person will have this hair story coming up. It could be something a little bit more personal, a little bit more emotional than just hair. I like to give examples so you can kind of latch on to the vibe that I'm throwing out. And the Leo moon will square Uranus in Taurus. What Leo and Taurus have in common is that they both can go for the boosh. They like the finer things of life. So with Friday, whether it's date night or like grabbing dinner with the girlies, it does feel like there's gonna be perhaps an unexpected expense, or you thought dinner was gonna be 100 and it's like 600, or just craving something different out of your typical routine with the square to Uranus. Saturday the 2nd, Venus in Scorpio does sextile Pluto in Capricorn, which is a stabilizing force around remembering our own power, deeply committing to what it is that we love, and committing to our own evolution. So what Pluto and Scorpio have in common is that they're both the archetypes associated with regeneration, with becoming the phoenix of our own lives. And it's never, you know, all light and fluffy when we're talking about Scorpio energy. It's deep, it's intense, it's about transforming ourselves, but this is a helpful influence. So it's almost like whether it's transforming, you know, your beauty, your appearance, getting a new haircut, something of the like, transforming your relationship, you know, coming to your partner and being like, I really think we should do this personal growth program, or something that we can like sort of evolve this, or maybe deeply going into your art would be another Venus Pluto theme, like really going there and to a darker, more psychological angle that you haven't taken before. These influences are really about being able to dive deep and to transform and evolve, letting go of what no longer serves. So with this influence, there's a desire to deeply transform your art, your love, your beauty, or your pleasure as well. Sort of a clashing energy, as the Leo moon, you know, wants to have fun and keep things sunny and light, and the Leo moon will clash with Venus and Scorpio a little later that day, where Leo sun is like, let's have fun and keep things light, whereas like Venus Scorpio is like, no, we need to go deep, we need to evolve, we need to transform, we need to let go. So there's a little bit of a clashing energy of like wanting to have a good weekend, but also all of these messages or this feeling that you've got to evolve or let go of some, you know, critical portion of your life just keeps coming to the surface. Like being at the beach and then thinking like, oh my gosh, I really gotta quit my job. What am I gonna do? Forgive the uneven audio. I just had a quick note I wanted to add, that this is a waning moon week, which means the moon is shedding light. We have the last quarter moon earlier in the week, and we're gearing up for the Libra new moon, which will be next week, Wednesday the 6th. waning moon weeks, especially as we get into the weekend, are really about shedding, releasing, purging. So especially with this Venus sextile Pluto aspect, it's sort of the energy around what do I need to let go of in order to set myself up for more success, or where am I creating more space, or what do I need to release and shed from my world so I can evolve more positively. Great day to journal about it though. Pray about it, Great day to journal about it though, as the Leo moon does sextile Mercury in Libra, which is allowing us to sort of find words to our emotions or what it is that we're feeling or where it is our heart is. Leo is the heart-centered energy, and the opposition to Jupiter is a good feeling, expansive energy. So great day to do something fun. Like my perfect day for this would be, getting up, maybe taking some like personal development books to the beach, reading a little bit, journaling about what comes up, meditating, and like feeling good about how you're expanding. The moon will be void at 4:43 p.m. with a closing aspect of the Leo moon squaring Venus in Scorpio. This feels like going on a date and there's like two conflicting desires here, right? The Leo moon wants to have fun, wants to, keep things light, wants to wear a cute outfit and just like be seen. And the Venus in Scorpio is like, I want your entire soul and I want your children and all of these things, or intensely asking your date a gazillion questions. So this would not be the ideal date night. It can just feel like those two aspects are sort of clashing. Sunday the 3rd, the moon enters Virgo around 1:30 a.m. PDT. Sun in Libra does oppose Chiron in Aries, which again is like, with that aspect before, it's like realizing that there's areas of our life that we want to evolve, or areas of ourselves that we want to transform, but we get to do with that information what we please. It doesn't mean that anything's wrong with you. It's just spotlighting a particular area for growth, or particular way that you can develop into the best version of yourself. But there is sort of this healing energy with the Sun opposite Chiron, which can be honestly very powerful and illuminating if you kind of carve that space to sit with what is coming up and aspects of yourself that you do want to evolve. And we have another aspect from last week. Mercury is just going through, hitting all its old spots with Mercury in Libra, trining Jupiter in Aquarius. This might be a continuation of some good news you got last Monday, or it could be something new, working together with people in a productive way. With a Virgo moon Sunday, this would be a great time to wash all your sheets, wash all your blankets, all your towels, clean your home, meal prep, grocery shop. All those little details of life can feel delightful during a Virgo moon. We're in the mood to get things done and to handle all the little things to start our week on a really productive note. Notice what comes up. I mean, I truly believe, and I'm a Virgo moon, so I'm saying this, but I truly believe that cleaning is a form of meditation. I feel like a lot of ideas come to me when I clean. I like to, metaphysically feel like I'm getting, bad stuff out of my house. Like when I'm sweeping, I think about sweeping, fears and resentments and all of those things and getting them out of the house. Because when you clean, you're sort of inviting in fresh new energy into your home. So I sort of treat it like a spiritual practice, but I know probably that won't resonate for everyone, but feel free to try it, especially this Sunday, since it'll be answering to Mercury, which is retrograde, which is good for internal discoveries, and it's trining Jupiter. And with the moon opposing Jupiter the day before, and then Mercury trining Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet about our quest to want to find meaning in our reality. So it governs religion and spirituality and academia and the things that allow us to feel connected to something bigger than just what we are here. So this weekend is a really nice time to open yourself up to that, to do some personal growth work, or to just allow yourself to feel connected to something. Make sure you jot down all the ideas that come up, great journaling aspect. But yeah, you don't quite need to reserve the lawn-free domain quite yet. Journal on it, but see what comes up during your Mercury retrograde story, because there could be other elements that you're missing or that you would have to backtrack to go back to. So walk, don't run is absolutely the energy of the week. The Magic Monday mantra of the week is, I am patient in building my dreams so that the foundation is solid, okay? I chose this because we do have Sun trine Saturn, so there is this influence around looking towards the big picture of this, arduous project or something that is that we want, And rather than rushing all the little details, enjoy all the little details. Be patient. You don't want to build a house on a faulty foundation. So being gentle as you build, slow and steadily, allow your Mercury retrograde to permeate. And also, if you don't have like a big project that you're working on, I'm not saying you need to. Another great influence, another great way to use Mercury retrograde is truly just rest. Catch up on what's been ongoing. So I don't want to pressure you if that doesn't necessarily resonate. Like with Mercury retrograde, it could just be resting. It could just be reflecting. It could just be doing absolutely nothing. But for those who are trying to launch something, feeling that crisis energy, breathe. You've got it. One step in front of the other. Friends, my Instagram handle is @Comet Astrology. My TikTok is the same. I would still love for you to join me over there. If you got any value out of this video, I would so appreciate a like, a comment, a subscription, anything that resonates with you. I appreciate so much. And until we meet again, drink lots of water and stay magical.